On the last episode of Dungeons and Dragons Grave of Man, I tried kind of putting my foot down, and I think it worked. I think they understood that, like, goblins have feelings too, and we're not just random mob characters to unlock doors and stab people, or I guess hit them with hammers. But, yeah, so that happened. And then we found a cool secret passage that I guess I had found before, but it didn't really matter, so I never brought it up. And then we found some cool shit in there that I forgot about already, but that's okay. I mean, I've got what I need. And then we've gone back to the fort, and we're gonna figure out what's up with that horrible crashing noise. Yeah.
Good recap, Skitter. You did a very good job, and we all appreciate you doing it.
You realize I understand the point of sarcasm.
That's not being sarcastic. Also, this conversation isn't actually happening.
Uh-huh.
I am not dying for Greg twice.
I have points in breaking the fourth wall.
I have points in U.S. history.
I literally have stone shape.
By the way,
I know
Dimitri,
about the lore, Star
make
Wars.
2 reflex saves, or dex saves.
I can walk into walls.
I can't even approach doors without my life going terribly wrong.
I said right in front of the doors there are crusher traps. Okay, so you fling yourself backwards before you get smashed.
Whoa.
Because the entire corridor leading up to the set of double doors is currently trying to make mashed potatoes out of the floor.
I don't remember this happening before.
Canadian Thanksgiving came a day early here.
So what is actually manipulating the rock?
It's not... So there is some really impressive looking machinery that you can see, because it's been partially broken. That's why it's actually churning up the floor. That it's over stomping, because something went wrong. But you see some, like, really fancy machinery, effectively dropping a really heavy stone block, and then reeling it back up again.
From the ceiling?
Yes.
The problem is, if we try cutting it down, it's just going to block our way in. Maybe it's because of the rubble upstairs. Did it cover a control panel or something?
I feel like this kind of trap works better if it's not constantly going off.
Right, which is why the rubble might be inducing it.
Oh, you think that it's blocking the mechanism from retreating back up to the top? That's actually a pretty good insight.
Or it's just keeping it going. Like there's some kind of lever or something that's in a singular position.
Is that it's not able to like retreat.
The last episode's hiccups.
My assumption it's not able to recess all the way into its resting position, and as a failsafe, it's just dropping again. That could be. Hello, tree, my old friend.
So,
I climbed the tree.
You managed to
much cooler
nimbly act like squirrel and
Yeah!
and get upstairs.
Squirrels.
Yes. Okay. So you are you guys are here. Now there's a whole bunch of rubble.
This rubble is very compact, but I guess I never looked at this little vein of rubs.
Yeah. So you actually can kind of fit your arm in there. It looks more like part of the wall has kind of broken away. And you can see a bit further in.
Wait. Does this call for snake mode?
I was going to say we need a shapeshifter, or perhaps a snake shifter. And he's not here. Trez!
What?
Oh, did you just not come at all?
No.
Oh.
I just didn't happen to be in the group for that.
Trez, we found the snake hole.
Oh. I see. So just every time a specific thing comes up, you just call up the druid to solve the problems. You know I'm more than just a druid.
It was cute when Skitter did it. When you do it, it's just like...
You know, no one treats me nicely.
No one treats anyone nicely in this party.
Oh.
Apparently the result is get used to it. Get up there, Snakey.
Oh, damn, Skitter is now putting himself on top of Totem Pole.
I think we've entered into racism.
You started it. Probably.
Well, I'm taller.
This is an indisputable fact.
But you can become shorter.
And taller. I can win at height golf. Tree button activate.
Okay, so we're gonna wait outside while Drez figures out the mechanism that's gonna go down?
I guess so.
This sounds incredibly
I mean,
dangerous.
I might
Okay.
as well wait till it's by a hole.
You know what you should do is transform into a snake and enter the clockwork machinery, and nothing can go wrong. You definitely won't end up being an example of why people outlawed child labor.
Okay, so you guys make it upstairs.
Aw.
We what?
You guys make it upstairs, and Drez has Drez is here too. Okay, so yeah, there's a small, probably snake or lizard-sized hole that you can reach.
I will be tiny lizard again.
Okay, so you get into the crevasse, and it doesn't actually take very long to get to the other side, and you find a small room that looks like it's largely kind of separated out from all the other rooms. There is some rubble, and it looks like the wall had fallen, that there was no doorway there. There was just, kind of a crumbled wall. And you can kind of see through it, but it doesn't look really passable. I guess I can reveal a little bit more. There you go. But there does look to be some kind of mechanism which is partially broken.
In what way is it broken?
It looks like a big rock hit it, and it is now at like a 45-degree angle from what it normally should be. It looks like kind of the gate wheel, but like slightly different, much more elaborate, much like the machinery that was crushing the floor down below.
Does it look fixable?
You don't know.
Or disableable? I don't know if I even have a knowledge check that would even be applicable to this specific situation. Knowledge engineering.
That is not usable untrained.
Activate your engineering master's degree dice roll.
I'm down for giving bullshit character traits, but engineering is a little far-fetched for a swamp shaman. / scout type character.
Let's see. Does it look like something I can manipulate at all in my current form?
As like a little lizard? There are small like gears and mechanisms that are moving, yes. You might be able to mess with them. Or get your little lizardy hand stuck.
Oh.
They grow back.
Well, technically, I grow back in that if I die in lizard form, I just pop back to normal form. So let's try pulling out a gear.
Okay.
If I can just take out something that's
Or you
making
can
it work.
put a pebble inside it to block it.
Too late.
Make a little lizardy strength check to pull out a moving gear.
What was my strength score as a lizard?
That's like
Let's see.
6 or lower.
Sure. That's a surprisingly good roll for a -2.
Okay, so you managed to grab a hold of it, and with a pop, you managed to pull off a delicate-looking little gear. And the noises from downstairs get worse.
Ah!
Yay! That's probably for the best, honestly. Let's pull more things out.
Okay.
Oh no.
So you just roll like 5 times. I'll tell you what happens. All right.
Wow.
Never mind. Stop. You managed to find the gear numero uno immediately, and as soon as you pop that thing out, everything goes silent and the whole machine stops. And it is, it's actually a fairly fancy looking little gear that you've got in your hand, and it kind of glimmers in the light.
I am going to take it with me and get the hell out of here before something traps me or something and I have to use more than one transformation.
Okay.
I return to the large person-sized room and redresonate.
Okay. So after properly rehydrating yourself, and returning to your full size, you have a small little gear in your hand. You can almost wear it as a ring.
Let's go.
So what does it look like?
Let me see if I can find like a really fancy clockwork gear. I could draw it, but I don't have like a good example off the top of my head.
I'm gonna add it to inventory as Neato gear.
Yeah. So there's like an inner ring that actually you could fit around your finger if you wanted to. And then the outside actually has from 1 to 12, kind of like a clock. And then the last part of it is like teeth from a cog. And it's like glittery and stuff.
Oh, from a cog.
Yeah.
Teeth. Ah.
It's a
Human
gear made
teeth.
of human teeth.
Oh.
It turns out this gear is the grave of man. Roll credits.
No, this whole place is. Okay, so let's see if that
Let's get out of here.
put the block in place forever or if it receded into the ceiling. So that it's passable again.
Okay, so you guys get downstairs, and the machinery is, it's seen better days, but it looks like you can probably clamber through it.
Through it?
It's kind of like paused mid-mash.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
That sounds precarious.
Charge! You never want to be the last person
Okay.
crossing the bridge.
So you go through the stuff. It doesn't take too much effort. Dimitri, you're gonna have to make an acrobatics check to get through, just on the account of being
Oh.
huge.
Of course.
Boy.
So Skitter zips through. Okay.
Maybe they're
No,
not
you're
alive.
fine. You're fine. That's enough. It's not actually
Do I have
that
to roll to
hard.
get through? Or am I okay?
No, you're fine. It's just Dimitri because he's large and very heavy.
Whoa!
So you enter into a hallway, a central hallway, lined with big metal statues.
They're statues?
Yep, suits of armor.
Huh.
So to your left is a set of double doors that have been blown open violently.
Oh, wait. Isn't that
Yeah,
the...
that is the cathedral,
cathedral.
that you have been in before. And then there are two other rooms on the right side of the room. Or two other doors on the right side of the room.
Okay, I enter and I immediately look at the ceiling.
Okay, there is the ceiling it's blackened, as though that slime thing had been hanging out there for an extended period of time.
Ew.
Yeah, the captain had led me in here to talk with the priest, except the priest, believe his mask was added to the others of that creature. We poured it out just in time. Skitter and I.
Oh.
Vivi suddenly called
Maybe
us.
it consumes the masks of all of the priests.
Yeah, so you do notice a number of corpses everywhere. In fact, this whole place really is kind of the biggest grave of man you've seen so far.
And
This place was
Oh,
jammed.
he said it. He said
Yeah.
the title of the thing.
Yeah.
And the
So
thing.
this place was jam-packed with people.
were they
But
of
all
all
that's
types?
left are maybe some bones, garments, and that's about it.
Are there like men, women,
Yeah.
and children?
Yep, and it looks like they were actually all were wearing kind of similar masks and robes.
Huh, but were they part of a cult or something? Huh.
Any of you guys have knowledge religion?
I mean, I have a
Let's
skill
double
in
check.
everything.
I
No.
don't believe so.
Ha!
This is kind of
Not
weird.
proficient.
Okay,
in it.
so Lauren,
Yeah.
you recognize the
Oh, he definitely
yeah.
recognizes
So both
it.
of you guys recognize the robes as funerary robes and masks,
Oh,
and that it was kind of a pagan belief in the area, but that people would be buried in the robes and the mask,
Pagan.
which would kind of keep you safe.
did they dress in these garments expecting to meet their deaths here? Like they... Huh. What's the frowny face?
It's a sad place.
It
I
is a
assume.
sad place.
It
And
is the grave of man.
Who did draw that, actually? Or has that been there?
No, I drew that earlier.
Okay. I was like, well, this map was from like a month ago, so
You're
it
talking about all
could
the
have just been
corpses, so I
Yeah.
drew a frowny face.
Well then,
do you see like a
so
semblance
is this
of
like effectively like
families?
a death cult? These people must have been sacrificing themselves, I think.
Some cults just die. Are
I
you a
was
death person?
Well, I'm just back relating it to my experiences with Gorlord. I think that they might have been intentionally throwing people into a sacrificial pit.
Oh, is that what they meant by the pits before? That's what the druid said.
Well, I mean, I got thrown into... Well, not... Greg got thrown into one,
You both
so...
did.
Huh?
Well, you were in there
Well,
together.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I suppose I don't. I suppose I shouldn't just say that it was all him. I can't put him under large public transportation vehicle.
Is there anything about this podium? Any
So,
manuscripts?
roll an investigate check.
Okay.
There's like also rubble everywhere because things have obviously deteriorated. Okay, so that's enough. You actually find the robes of the priest, near the podium under some rocks and stuff.
One of the next spells I want to get will probably be Speak with Dead. That would be awesome. But unfortunately, I won't be able to. I bring out the mask
Okay.
and I put it on the robes.
Okay. It sits on the robes. They look good together. Like they're meant to be worn as a set, probably.
Uh-huh. And there's no bones or anything?
No, there is nothing left of the high priest.
Okay.
Or the head priest. Not
I
really high
put
priest.
the mask back in my bag.
Okay.
Phooey. Unless the priest's spirit's in the mask. That'd be weird. though.
What?
I mean, it looked at me. I take it out and I look at it.
It might be looking at you. You're not really sure.
Huh. Well, I mean, based off of what I know, the masks themselves don't normally in traditions have these sorts of properties about them.
Nope, they were purely decorative.
Yes.
Most of the time.
So it means that the people that were involved in this specific ritual, if there's anything special about the mask, would have been doing something a little bit unorthodox. So I guess what this really boils down to is, I guess what I'm going to do is... I'm going to hold the mask up, and I'm going to do detect good and evil.
Okay.
If you drink from it, you can get a source point.
Yep.
It is distinctly neither.
Oh,
It's not good
there's
or evil.
nothing. There's nothing good nor evil about this. This is it neutrality or just inertness?
It's inert.
Okay.
You're good and evil. Wait, is that the spell or
Detect good and evil.
is that the class trait? I've
Oh.
always been iffy on how that whole thing works anyway. But it is
Yeah, that's
an
pretty much
inanimate
fair.
object. There's nothing immediately good or evil about its existence. It's not a cursed artifact, I guess. Because you probably would
Okay.
notice that at the very least.
Okay, yeah, fair point. It has no
Now-
immediate curses or innate evil-like qualities to it. That doesn't
Would it-
mean I've detected magic on it. I'm just going to determine that there's nothing innately evil about this device. I hand
Now,
it back to Elaryn.
I put one hand over my face and I flip the mask around, but I don't bring it closer to mine.
So you're gonna kind of like try and put it over?
No. I'm not going to wear it, but I'm going to flip it over because I'm almost concerned that as soon as I flip it around, it's going to try attaching itself to my face. And at
Gonna
least if I
suction
have
cup into you like Jim Carrey.
right, and at least if I have a hand there, it will make it more difficult.
Okay, so it does not immediately try and face grab you. There's no like feeling of magnetic attraction to your face.
And looking through the eyes, not bringing it up to my face, obviously, but looking through the eyes, what do I see?
You can't see much. It's kind of murky.
Wait, so I can't see the floor on the other side?
Not really. It's like if you're trying to stare through multiple layers of sunglasses.
Whoa.
They're eclipse goggles.
Can you give me a pebble or a rock, Dimitri?
Sure. I produce a rock from infinite sec.
I keep forgetting about that.
Okay. I bring out my goggles and I touch the rock with the goggles and I put the rock up against one of the eye holes.
Okay. This is a very roundabout route, but you can see through it. And you kind of see what are you looking at specifically? Like, where are you pointing the mask?
I'm pointing the mask at the podium and the shamble of what used to be the priest.
So you see you see two things. One, you see a man bright and glowing to your right, and then something more indistinct further back.
Hello? I tried to address the ghost, which I assume to be a ghost.
Which one? The
bright one.
Okay. It doesn't immediately respond. I mean, it's staring directly at you, probably. Bird, what are you doing in all of this?
So detect good and evil is a 30-foot radius.
Okay.
If I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
So
you
do
kind
I
of
detect evil spirits?
you do not detect any evil spirits. Some good, some evil, maybe. It's kind of like a smattering of like your party. You definitely feel the party alignment more so than anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And there's definitely a feeling of
I'm a beacon of light.
Though faint,
Hopefully.
there's kind of a feeling of extreme evil up above you.
I look up. What do I see?
The ceiling.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'm going to look up to where he's looking through the mask, through the rock, through the goggles.
You don't. It's just kind of dark. The effect of the mask with the light and the goggles makes it hard.
All right, guys. This might be risky, but through this mask, I can actually see spirits. I can see dead people.
Oh, I must warn you. That sounds like a very, very horrendous power that we must absolutely caution to not use.
But the priest is standing right there. And he's...
Yeah, you notice the person has moved directly in front of you at this point.
Ah!
I don't think these masks are handicap accessible.
Actually, guys, could you pick up one of the other masks? Do any of them have the same, like, effect?
They do not.
Oh, it's just this one.
Yeah. The other ones don't even have like lenses where the eyes are. They're just kind of ceramic. Whereas this looks something a little bit more.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
I'm still within the effect of the bless. Hopefully, this won't possess me. I'm going to try.
blast?
Wait, let me do one thing.
Oh, okay.
Allow me to cast protection from evil and good upon you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay, let me see if I remember how the prayer goes. Oh, blessed, people who hate Gorlar. All of you who hate Gorlar, who is the ultimate evil, will appreciate the blessings of me, Dimitri, who is the opposed to the ultimate evil, but is not himself good. I grant you my spirit of protection forever and ever, world without end. Amen.
Doesn't it only last for an hour?
It lasts for 10 minutes.
Blessing of spite.
Amen. Okay. So
This also is concentration, so I lose my detect good and evil.
Okay.
So no longer using the goggles and the rock. I sort of chuck the rock aside. I decide to don the mask And hope it doesn't eat me.
Okay, so as you put the mask over your face, the world kind of goes gray. It's not actually as murky as it looked when you were kind of like trying to stare through the lenses. It just kind of looks like Lord of the Rings when Frodo puts on the ring. You know how it kind of gets like weird and wispy?
Wow, yeah.
It's pretty much 100% that.
Ring Wraith world.
Yeah, so you see two figures. You see a man who looks dour and angry at the world, probably.
Are you Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Standing directly in front of you. And then behind him looks like an elderly gentleman who looks much more faded.
And then a small green Muppet who speaks like old Jewish man.
I don't
flips
speak
everything
like
around.
a old Jewish man.
You
No,
are not Muppet.
he's
You are
re-
beautiful.
But
He's
I'm
referring-
green.
Skinner,
What's a Jewish?
we're referring to Yoda. Yoda was, even though he was the smallest Jedi, he was, well, actually, I should say that Master Ifrit, or Ifrit, whatever his name was probably the smallest Jedi.
I understand none of these words.
But, so,
You should focus on the fact that the priest is staring at you.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Master Yoda, y'all.
Hello?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the man. Wait, so there's an elderly man that's
Yeah, there's an
fading away.
elderly man back a couple of feet, and more intense, younger looking man.
I'm going to address the elderly man.
Okay. So the elderly man is like, oh, you can. I guess you're wearing my mask. Of course you could see me. Hello?
Are you the priest?
Well, I was, I suppose.
What happened here?
Well, it's all a bit hazy. I've been here for, I don't even know how long, but
Well, I could provide an answer to that. Were people being poisoned and Zagnoth starting to fall apart, or was everything...
poisoned. That's the first I've heard of it. All I remember is that I knew something was coming, some great evil, and I decided I'd gather the last of the faithful and bring them here, and try and keep them safe. But, well, he looks at his like transparent hand. He's like, I suppose I failed.
Unusually candid for Ghost.
The
What?
ghosts have been pretty chill about being ghosts so far.
There was a creature. It was a large purple mass, and it was bearing all of your masks. Was this what eventually
Some
slain
sort of
you?
one-eyed purple people eater.
Yeah, one-eyed purple people.
Oh my god, Key. How long have you been letting that one pop into your head, you jackass?
Whoa! I didn't even intend for that. God damn. Nice callback to childhood.
How does the song go again?
You know what?
Do 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 do.
One-eyed purple
eel.
people eater will eat the people while purple.
Okay.
No, no.
Okay.
It's
It
like-
was a one-eyed,
Do, do,
one-horned,
do, do,
flying
do, do,
purple
do,
people eater.
Do, 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 do,
Uh,
do, do, do.
sure
it's
looks
That she
strange.
wore for the first time
Sorry,
today.
I just remembered it sounds something like that.
Here, I'm just gonna copy and paste the whole thing.
She wore a one-eyed purple
Holy
people
shit, this is
eater.
a long song, and for some reason it ends with the word tequila.
Tequila!
The purple
One-eyed,
people
flying
eater.
Purple people
Purple
eater.
You
people
can't just make
eater.
it the old song.
Tequila. I can make it every goddamn song I want. Oh. Alrighty then.
So did this?
I
Get
said, Mr.
re-railed.
Purple Leader, what is your line today?
Did
Alrighty
this?
then.
We never did the EDF song.
No, we didn't.
No.
Did this creature slay you?
I suppose I don't happen to really remember my death. Honestly, all I remember was being so hungry and so very cold. The doors, they were locked, and we tried to get out, but we couldn't. We were trapped in here.
Wait, so you did none of the soldiers would help you?
Soldiers. The soldiers had left the keep long before.
Huh. So when I was led to you by the quote unquote captain, he was a homunculi like the others. Oh. And you, sir, who are you?
I am the head priest of this.
I was talking to the other man.
Oh,
Because I knew that the other guy was the high priest.
okay. He doesn't immediately respond, probably. In fact, it doesn't even look like he's really recognized that you're talking to him.
I waved my hand a little bit.
Dimitri, Elaryn is like kind of rubbing your face.
Everyone just wants to
politely
touch his new
just step
bod.
to the side.
Oh. Does the ghost move?
Yep.
Dimitri, I can
What?
see you. What you were.
Revolutionary.
Whoa.
You're really blowing my mind right now.
And what does he
You
look
can
like?
see me?
I don't actually know what actual Dimitri is supposed to look like, so...
Describe what Dimitri looks like, Dimitri. Or Bird.
Well,
what do I
it's
see?
been a long time since I looked at myself, but
Crippling baldness.
I'm just
No,
amused
I
by
thought
the
he was
idea
a
that
young
everyone's
man.
grabbing on his new bod.
if I kind of looked like Charles D'Artagnan, if I were to think of anything.
Charles, I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm gonna... How do you spell D'Artagnan?
Dartagnan.
Oh, there we go. D'Artagnan. There
Yeah.
we go.
Ah.
He looks like
You look like a
musketeer.
conquistador. Why do I immediately get an anime chick? What the fuck?
What?
Hold on.
Apparently there's a girl from Samurai Girls called Charles D'Artagnan.
All right. So going by
no,
the first,
no,
There's an
by the
existing-
first Google result, you see a buxom young blonde lass in front of you.
Uh-huh.
Is that
Okay,
you?
so she rubs her eyes and then sees like a musketeer looking the eye.
Shall we go with-
D'Artagnan was one of the
It
D'Artagnan was
seriously
one of the
looks
three
like
musketeers.
It looks like Musketeer 2B.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yes.
I see the musketeers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So like long hair, like
I guess-
the mustache and like the long goatee.
Look forward to
thing.
our Samurai Girls spoiler cast.
God.
Let's see if I can do Charles D'Artagnan.
I haven't actually
through
thought
the
too much about like
Musketeers.
his physical appearance, to be totally honest. But
Okay.
it's
So
probably
like,
that would be my base point.
okay, sure, why not?
Ah, you look quite dashing for a human.
Oh, Dimitri actually feels like weirdly self-conscious for a second.
Human.
Well, that's what
I
I'm
guess
seeing.
that's in the past, isn't it?
No, that's true. I wonder what became of your body. Were you ever given a proper burial?
No, I think I got eaten.
Oh.
It would be a human that colonizes a bunch of other people's bodies.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I think that that's probably... I don't really remember if Greg did it, but I do remember hearing the very distinct munching of bone. Who knows? It probably was Ogre. I think Greg, despite all of his many foibles, was probably not too much of a people eater.
not like the purple one. Okay.
He was more of a brown. Tawny, maybe? Had 2 eyes,
Yeah.
no horns. Couldn't fly. Definitely not.
Uh-huh.
Perish the thought.
Okay, so I scan the room to see if any other spirits are there.
There are none really remaining.
Huh. Now, Sir Priest,
Yes?
I have a question to you about spirits. I mean, you are a man of the clergy, so I wonder if you would have any knowledge of this. How is it that spirits like Dimitri's here and yours still persist in this realm?
Well, I suppose mine only exists because I was trying my hardest to protect something, and I suppose, well, I mean, obviously we've been over the fact that I failed, but I, this is a unique personal experience at this point. I do have some expertise with ghosts. They tend to linger if they feel like they have unfinished business, though I can already feel myself fading, as you can tell compared to that gentleman. By the way, Dimitri, you can see all of this happening.
How? What?
You can see ghosts. You just don't give a shit, from what I can tell.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
It's never mattered before, but until
No, it really hasn't.
yeah, until Elaryn actually started talking to this guy, the only other ghost you've run into talked to you first. And this guy was definitely... to be fair, you can't really see this guy nearly as well as she can. But you can see and kind of hear him. It's like he's underwater and, you don't have your glasses on. Anyway. But my business is concluded one way or another, and I guess all that was left is, I suppose, for me to meet you.
Huh. You know, what keeps me really going, I don't know if you care too much about living for a long time. There's this guy called Gorlar. Okay. And, if you don't want to die, I mean, just make it your death goal to kick Gorlar's ass. Gets me out of bed every day.
The clergy swears an oath of peace. We're not ever supposed to kick anyone's ass. In living or death.
Yeah, well, Church of Greg has a very loose sense of, morals.
Well, I will not be joining the Church of Greg. Thank you very much. I've already tried converting to other religions, and that did not go well.
Huh.
So,
Wait, so it's just us two that I sense, right?
Yes.
Do you, my friend priest, do you get the profound sense of evil emanating from above?
Oh yes. It's been very uncomfortable, but I cannot leave. This is where I died. I cannot venture far beyond my corpse.
Do you know what is the source of this terrifying emanation?
I mean, if I had a guess, it would be the giant fucking portal floating, a couple 100 feet above this tower or castle.
you knew about the portal?
Didn't realize that priests could swear.
Oath of peace, not vulgarity. I can swear when
fair
it's
point.
appropriate.
Okay.
And when did this portal... I mean, it occurred recently, since at least...
Well, I suppose it was about a week, 10 days ago. I think almost 10 days ago, to the hour.
Oh.
Drez?
Oh, that lines up with things.
Yeah.
That's when the congregation started moving, or whatever you want to call that. Horrible
Moving?
beast. Well, I mean, you had to have seen it.
The congregation.
The giant. Yes, it ate my. Well, ate. It was made of my congregation. I don't know what happened.
Well,
They
that means we made it into a congregation conflagration.
they all had died at once. I don't know if there was something in the food or the water, but we locked ourselves in here. We barred the doors and we waited for the great evil to come, and well, it came, but not from without, but from within.
So
If
it
you
emerged
think about
from
it,
you?
that would make it a congregation conflagration contemplation. Anyway.
Contamination.
Contaminated congregation, yeah.
Can we go to like the other side of the cathedral or something? Like,
Well, actually, it
And if we
seems like
wordplay
everyone
this
else
enough,
has
it'll
left.
become conjugation.
But is there any place outside of this cathedral that you would want your remains to be taken to before you pass on?
I've always been a man of my flock, and I I think there would be no better place than here, even if it's a little bit unorthodox. I if when whatever you're done with, if you could bury all of us, that would be wonderful. However, I know that would be a great use of time that, well, I suppose you have better things to do, but if you could actually
No,
do that.
I have a weird tick about helping people with their dying wishes. Probably because I feel sympathy with them. But
Would
no,
you want to be
you have
buried-
my oath.
By the church in the courtyard?
Well, so this isn't my church. I'm from the town, 20 minutes south of here. If you could somehow bring all of us, because we're from that town, we just came here where it might have been safer. And
Now, could you answer a couple questions for us?
oh, sure. I have limited time, but I'm not fading that fast.
Now, what can I recall from the book that we had read? Because he was like scribbling.
About the radiance.
Right. What is the radiance?
The that hogwash. I bought into it for a little while. I thought, the radiance was this new wondrous thing. The high priest, the pope, or maybe not the pope, the head bishop. They were all so enamored with it, and I figured, well, I mean, they had to have a point. They had always had a point before, and so I read their scriptures. I espoused their ideologies for a little while, but, well, if you pardon the saying, it eventually started to just feel like the mad writings of some deranged cult. And after a while, I gave up on it. It was madness.
And did this cult throw people into pits?
There were no words on human sacrifice that I know of.
Because one of the numerous, it seems, parties that eventually brought the end to Zagnoth, currently the world outside is crumbling to pieces, and we're trying to find a way to coalesce it together. But the druids were in part behind it. There was
The druids. Yeah, some help they were.
Help? You mean they had offered their help?
No, I asked them for help of a sort.
Help with what?
Well, once I realized that the priesthood and the nobles were going down a dark path, I asked the only people I knew for help. I sent word to a friend of mine.
What was his name?
Give me a second.
Charles D'Artagnan.
I have not pulled a name from the Reddit suggestion list in a very long time, and I figure...
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one of the druids we've encountered before.
Not a druid that has named themselves.
That's
At the
true.
very
We did
least.
fight a lot of druids that we never got the name of.
Yes.
Watch a spirit like pop out of the chip of wood that Drez has. Nah, it's not gonna
Okay.
happen. That just
I don't have that anymore.
Oh.
Okay, from the guy that brought you Dread Killhall, we've got
Dread kill.
Axford Greythorn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Axford.
What
Greythorn.
school did you go to? Oxford University.
Yeah. Masters at lumberjacking. Truly the best.
Seems quite contrary to people who are supposed to love trees.
Okay, give me a
Yeah.
second. I just got to make note of this.
Now, what was this dark path that the nobles were going down?
Well, I mean,
They the ones throwing people into pits?
perhaps I only heard dark whisperings. Me, obviously, due to geographic isolation and, well, being not exactly a high priest of any sort.
Oh, poor Drez.
I was below their dealings. I was not part of the club, as they would say. And so all I heard was that, they were I wouldn't say cavorting with demons. Well, maybe. I don't really know, but they would, I mean, as a whole they almost changed. Not like physically, but where are you going?
Actually, Drez over here is a druid. Maybe he would be able to ask you some questions about his kindred-ish. Drez, do you want to ask him some questions?
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, well, here. I slapped the mask onto his face.
Ow.
Sorry, see? Look, we're talking with the priest. Except I can't see him anymore.
It's like trying to look through a pinhole from a foot away.
It actually fits your face fairly well. There's a lot of eye holes. You notice it's kind of like a one mask fits all.
Yeah,
just
it had
slightly
6 eye holes on
awkwardly.
it.
Yeah.
How do you make a one mask fits all for a
It
snout?
doesn't look good. It just works. You look stupid, but Elaryn looks stupid. Skitter would look extra stupid with it on because it's like twice the size of his face.
Well, he probably would be using the lowest eye holes.
Or the highest, and you just have it cover the rest of his beard. Hello?
What?
Welcome. Welcome to my cathedral of sorts, and or my grave. Final resting place? I don't know. Anyway, she said you had something to ask me?
What?
Just ask him about the druids. You need participation points. I don't want you falling asleep.
Like, I haven't been privy to the conversation, so I don't have, like, setup of where we're going with this.
Well, he just thinks I've been talking to midair, right? Probably.
Yes.
So this man, he was the priest of this congregation. He had some foreboding of evil that was to come, and he had sent word to the druids to help, but then he and his congregation got locked up in here. They couldn't escape, and then they all died when perhaps that thing came to gobble them up. But he did send word to the druids. An Axford Greythorn.
You do not recognize the name.
Maybe we could ask more about the druids.
What was that? Fogworth Leghorn?
Axford Greythorn.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember that. So you died and you can leave and you're still here? On purpose?
I can't leave. I mean, I can pass on, but I mean, I felt like there was at least something to stick around for, and I guess, well, you were it, sorta.
Get ready to be disappointed.
Already am. Way ahead of you.
Aww. Of course, I can't hear any of this, so I'm just still smiling. Eeng.
Do you even know what the druids are trying to do at this point?
I had contacted Axford, and like he had said in his missives, he came back. They all came back, but they didn't seem happy to be here. They seemed determined. They were very cold. They pretty much immediately began planning a festival of sorts, but it didn't seem like a happy one. It felt somber, like they were going to, like it was like a funeral. And I tried to talk to Axford to get him to come here and we could sit down and discuss things, but he just sent along one of his men who began doing something. He wouldn't even talk to me. He just brushed me off and began planting trees. A very big tree, and he was working so very hard on it.
Wait, was
wore a
Greythorn
funny
there?
mask.
Oh.
Where was the tree you're talking about?
Back in town, where I was the priest.
Yeah, it's by the church that we floated in on, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that still there? That was still there last time too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't suppose you know about a magical kill all the druids button.
No.
Very convenient.
Why would I? Why would I ever know of that
Don't
sort
ask
of thing?
stupid questions, Therese.
Have you looked around?
I the farthest I can go is 5 feet out that door. That's the extent
Well,
I
they
can
haven't
go.
made anything better.
Well then. Elaryn, this was a mistake.
Can I speak with the ghost again? Or the priest? I sort of like put my hands together and like, please. Big golden fish eyes.
The visual's got to be incredible because there's like a vertical mask sticking out, like just attached to my nose, like 6 inches away from me, sticking straight up. It's like a Koopa's wearing a Shy Guy mask.
It's kind of more sitting on top of your face
Oh God,
and jutting out weirdly. Like I said, it doesn't look good, but it works.
Flame Dramon.
Yeah.
I take off the mask.
Okay. So the druids, you sent for Greythorn, and what did he do when he arrived?
But like I said to your he's a kind of a grump, isn't he? Anyway, so I contacted him and they came. They made amends, or so I thought, which was more than I could have ever dreamed, except for it didn't feel right. They didn't really integrate with the rest of Zagnoth. No more wonderful parks or gardens or nature festivals or anything of the sort. I mean, I thought that's what they were going to do, but it was a somber affair. It like I told Grumpsley over there, it felt like a funeral.
I ponder what we know about the druids and know that it would crush him if he found out that that him summoning the druids probably brought about the end of Zagnoth.
Crush him. Like melon between thigh.
And the trees, the druids were planting them?
I metagame knowledge, but yes, they were.
Sorry.
The druid came to town and I thought he was here on Greyford's behalf, or Greythorn's behalf. Sorry, Axthorn Greyford.
I say, I'm Axel.
I say. But I thought he was here on Axford's behalf, but all he did was work on that tree and then ignore me, which is why I decided it would be best for us to come here, because it didn't seem like I was going to be afforded any kind of protection or even assistance.
Well, in some ways, we think that the druids might not even have been themselves. Oh! An idea crops into my mind. Can one of you grab the druid?
Sure. I'll be right back.
Okay, thanks.
Isn't the druid like bigger than him?
Skinner actually has a really high strength score for a goblin.
Now, I'm pretty sure you're used to seeing carnage. I mean, after everything. But we did find this druid. Do you recognize him?
Okay, so as you turn around, there is another ghost there.
Ah!
That is kind of being dragged along by the body.
Oh, this isn't gonna go well.
I suppose that,
We probably should have seen this coming.
The ghost has not immediately recognized that you can see it.
Sir Priest, do you recognize him?
No, he wears the Reclaimer's robes, and, he wears a mask like Axford had started the trend of, but he's not known to me.
He started the trend?
Yes,
This is really strangely morbid.
well, it was a tradition for many people, a pagan thing. I guess my religion might have been the source of it, but masks were a means of detaching oneself from one's duties, and it became a bit of a tradition for Zagnoth, for people to wear helmets or masks when on the job or when preparing for death.
Is that what you and your people did?
Yes, we were. Well,
It's really weird listening to people self-identify as pagans.
I mean, in most of D&D, don't they have numerous
yeah,
gods?
yeah. No, most
It's like self-identifying as a cult.
most D&D religions are technically paganism. The Radiance is not.
As far as I remember, there's no reference to religion in the Triton texts.
That's because you guys all worship fish. I've seen your texts.
Sushi gods.
Now we're too busy fighting the Leviathans.
Tilapia.
Fish that worship other fish.
Yes. Some people worship steak.
Well, actually,
So God sent down his
Bacon.
son, Yellowtail.
why doesn't the
Tuna.
druid answer? Who are you?
What?
Yeah, that's right. I can see you.
Here, let me think of a voice for this guy.
Also, can't Dimitri see him?
Yeah, but I'm letting you kind of drive this one.
Yeah, no. I don't think the priest is... Wait, did you speak to the priest? I think you did speak to the priest for a moment.
Yeah, I asked him about
shit.
other things.
I'm just imagining Elaryn with this funky mask pointing at people.
I am...
You.
Yeah, I am...
That's pretty much how I'm picturing it too.
What voice do I use for this guy?
It depends on what kind of
Running my
character he was in
gamut.
life.
Well, my problem is, like, I was immediately going to give him kind of a...
Sidious.
Yeah, but he's not Sidious. He's just a dude.
This is exactly like watching somebody at a store play with like the VR display.
Oh,
It
hey,
is.
how's it going, Gus?
Hi, you can see me? What?
This mask has endued me with the power to see spirits,
That-
including yours.
That is, well, I guess that's kind of par for the course for this area. I use the baby voice from Twilight Princess. Oh my god, should I?
Oh no.
All right, so
No.
you can see me. That's
That's gonna hurt your voice.
bit of a shock. No, it's okay. I've been practicing this. Persona 5 has done a number of my vocal cords. Anyway, so you can see me. That is, well, it's par for the course for today.
Wait, so you perished today?
Well, within the last 24 hours, I don't exactly carry a timepiece on my spirit.
But what killed you?
Homunculi. Have you
You know what
not?
he sounds like? He sounds like Will Arnett.
Have you not
when he
been-
does this voice?
Have you not been upstairs?
Actually,
You notice he's got like 4 cigars in his mouth, and he's like just kind of talking.
actually,
Princess Caroline.
much of the upstairs has caved in.
That's count your blessings then, because there is some stuff up there, and I didn't make it out. I got separated from my teammates, and well, they went one way and I went the other, and I guess I was the bait.
You mean they used you?
No, they followed me, but I guess in my death I saved my companions.
And why were you here? Why
Well,
are the druids here?
I mean, do you not see that giant fucking portal up there? Like,
Yes.
someone had to come
Oh,
take a
man.
look at it.
Is this a cult of vulgarity?
So you don't know what the portal is or what
No.
these crystals are
It-
affiliated
It
with.
just showed up 10 days ago, and well, we had lost track of. Do you guys remember the name of the druid that you guys killed twice?
Oh, hell no.
yeah.
Spiky Mick on Fireman.
Yeah, that dick. I'll see if I can find it.
Tablemancer.
Yeah, Tablemancer.
Tablemancer.
I will call him Tablemancer until I can remember what his actual name was, because I think he did identify what his name was. But it's been too long. Dining hall, side room, Gorlars. No, this is the maze still. Milltown. Yeah, nope. I don't think I've actually, a druid. Nope, I don't know if I actually said what his name was. Sure, Tablemancer. We lost, all contact with, Tablemancer, and, well, the Axford sent 2 more, and they went missing too, so I I and my companions were the next in line. We were, well,
And what was he sending you guys to do? To keep the
to
tree
find
around?
out why there was a portal. It cropped up 10 days ago. You don't just ignore giant portals above the city you're trying to save.
Yeah.
A city you're trying
Therese.
to save?
Yes.
But weren't the druids behind poisoning all the people?
Well, I mean, did you see the people? Did you hear the people ever?
Well, the only people
they
that we've
were
encountered
far too
are
gone to be saved.
corpses that are walking around.
Lass, sometimes when you find corruption, it's best to just burn it all and start over.
But the problem is, who are you to choose who is worthy and who is not? Also, not all the people just had the same sentiments as those of the nobles.
I
Like,
didn't put down the orders. I'm just one of Axford's men, and he
Oh.
said,
That's what they all say.
"Well, I guess that's what they all say."
I squint my eyes. So you never once questioned it.
I mean, I questioned it, but then I saw the city. I saw what was going on.
And what was going on precisely? This priest here says that he didn't recall any of the sacrifices that your friend mentioned.
Sacrifices? No, there is, well, the things they were doing to people.
Like what?
Well, we sent in some men to the holy district, and they didn't come back the same.
What do you mean by the same? What did they become?
They horrible things. Not like the ones that tore us apart. They were twisted and broken, but still the same people. It's kind of. They had black chitinous growths and strange, like, lines in their skin, and their eyes were dead, so dead. And they came back and they just tore into us.
Did they have these little guys wriggling in them? I lift up the worm.
Yes, where did you find that thing?
Down in the mines.
Well then, I suppose you've seen it too then.
You've been hanging on to that?
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's had that and like a living slime in a jar for this entire campaign.
I keep everything in
Oh,
a jar.
yeah.
She's like a weird
You're right, they are in
weird
a
specimen pack rat.
I'm a kleptomaniac.
Yeah.
And, well,
Anyway.
once that happened, we knew. The city could not be saved. We tried to get people out, but they were all in on it. The Kool-Aid, the whatever you want to call it, they said that the priests, the nobles had the right idea, that the Radiance was truly going to save them all. What a joke.
The Radiance. Do you know anything of this Radiance? The priest only said that it was some new religion that a lot of the nobles were trying to adhere to.
All I know is it's the poison that killed Zagnoth. Our cleansing, I guess, is technically the literal poison, but the metaphorical poison was the Radiance.
And when did this begin? When did this Radiance start? Or the talk of the Radiance?
Years ago, from what I've gathered, from what I was told. It was a small movement at first, and then, well, it was popular among the nobles.
Sorry.
And, well, after a while, it was popular amongst the whole city.
Were there any depictions of entities or deities or things? Were there any physical descriptions of the things they worshipped, or was it just a light?
I'm a glorified druid hitman, lady. I don't look into religions. I worship the earth, the material plane, if you will. And the things that grow on it. The things like deities are beyond me and beyond this world and beyond my interest.
Well, there's currently a deity-like being that has recruited us to try to solve this issue, and she thinks that it might be another of her kind behind this.
Well,
If only we could find out who he was.
unfortunately, there's not much I can do to really help you on that one. I'm
Could you at least
quite dead.
explain the purpose of the trees?
Well, That's to keep the city from falling apart. Did you not see all of the, did you not see the destruction, the flooding, the damage?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we did.
If we wanted to have any hope of saving this, then we had to hold it together somehow.
And are the druids still trying to combat this radiance? Where are they now?
We're all over. We've been all over. When the city fell apart, we got separated. We've only finally started managing to pick up the pieces. But if you're looking for headquarters, I guess, well, we didn't move.
You didn't move?
Well, you do know of the Grove, correct?
No. What is this grove?
You know of the Grove. It's one of the districts.
Oh, there's
kind of one of the last nature-y places. There's like a huge giant tree and stuff like that. It's just never come up before.
Oh, the grove. And how would one be able to get to the grove?
Well, if you're able to get past
Is there
I shouldn't be telling you any of this.
I understand. I understand why you would want to keep a secret like this. But at the moment, the world is continuing to fall apart, and we need all the allies that we can get. Even though, in the very center of my mind, I'm just like
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
because I know
I'm
what
gonna
the
need a
druids are
roll
doing.
here.
Okay.
I like the image that there's just a goblin in the middle of her brain that just goes.
That's never mind. Bird.
Okay,
keep that
you
joke to yourself.
you have convinced him. He's like, fine. Axford may not agree with me, but you're totally correct on that one. Well, follow the trees. There will be reclaimer outposts. I can't tell you if they're going to be as like-minded as me, but if you bring my mask along and tell them that new name.
Well, if we bring them your mask and tell them your name, wouldn't they just think we killed you?
Yes, that's why I was. Well, I wouldn't give up my name to anyone, especially not my killers. But tell them that.
I'm thinking to myself, we learned that other guy's name before we killed him.
This guy may not. These guys might not be the greatest at subterfuge. He does not have much. Okay, let's see if I can find somebody from not the other guy.
Man, a joke has to be so bad to get caught by the bird filter.
Hey, it's in your. I messaged it to you, Keith.
Okay. Unfortunately, all of the names I'm getting to finding are not bad, but then the last name is maybe a little bit much. Let's see.
Dolph Butt Slapper.
Well, yeah.
So you guys don't have a password, or is your name the password?
Got pickles.
You can't have any more names that are almost Grundle.
Yeah.
Brundgren, Grundgren,
Okay.
Grundle, Grab,
Gruck,
Well,
Greg.
Grund.
I've got one, and this is a bad one, but we'll go with it anyway.
It's like every name comes from the Klingon language.
I've got a name that made me giggle, and it kind of works.
Okay, what is it?
Let's see.
Strong Bad McGiggleshits.
Okay, his name is. Tell them my name is. Give them my name and tell them that. With my after dying words, that Boris Borichov sent you.
Boris?
Oh, come on.
Somebody suggested it.
Boris.
We will get moose and squirrel.
Boris Borichov.
Yes, and tell them that I sent you and told you to meet Axford. They
All right.
might not
Jesus Christ.
be friendly.
Oh, we know.
Don't fight them. They're on your side, even if they don't realize it.
Okay. We'll try. Thus far, whenever we've met your kind, they haven't nearly been as agreeable as you. they end up attacking us. But maybe that's because you're incapable of attacking us.
Well, I will admit I am a little bit incapable of violence at this point, but you are correct.
And what's
How do
keeping
I-
you in this world?
I died recently. You notice he's actually more faded than the priest is.
Oh, okay. Is there anywhere that you want your body to be placed?
Well,
Maybe at the roots of that tree?
actually, if you are inclined to head back to the grove, then if you could bring me there and bury me with the others at the base of the great tree, I would be more than appreciative.
Huh.
Bury me at the Zagnoth brothel.
Bury me amongst the hose.
Guys,
Scatter me at the brothel. Don't cremate me.
it'll take a while to get up to the grove, won't it?
I mean, you can come and get me. It's not like I'm going anywhere.
Okay. I lay him out in one of the empty bleachers kind of thing.
And I guess if you see my teammates, this is probably the most important thing. If you see them, help them. They know what they're getting into, but we didn't know going in. We were not prepared.
Now, we've encountered some of you that actually look to be made of wood. Are they actually druids, or are they...
That was Tablemancer. He's crazy.
Oh.
Oh.
He's always been crazy. He's a treant. I don't know why Axford recruited him, but I mean, he got results. No one shapes wood like Tablemancer.
I see.
I agree with that.
All right, well, I promise the both of you that we will lay all your bodies to rest in their proper locations as soon as we get Zagnoth back together.
Thank you. I think I'm gonna go pass on now.
Okay. Farewell, Boris. May you be one with
I
the
must go
trees
now. I
and
must
the
die.
earth.
Boris ascends. Farewell.
Herc blah.
Yeah, his corpse falls over dead. Not corpse, his ghost falls over dead.
And the priest?
I mean, I suppose I'm still here unless you need me, and then I guess, go join him.
I suppose you guys won't be necessarily going to the same spot, will you?
I don't exactly have personal experience in the afterlife, but generally, whatever religion, whatever deity, I guess we follow, usually comes and gets us or sends a messenger. In his case, he is returning to the earth, metaphorically and physically, whereas I will be collected by, well, the massive pantheon that I follow. I'm kind of a shotgun approach as far as religion goes, but it worked.
Well, I wish you well, and just to let you know, you couldn't have possibly known that bringing all these people here would result in you getting locked in here and all. You were trying to protect them, and
But also, it's your fault.
Yeah. And we will avenge all of you. I don't know if vengeance is what you necessarily want, but we will ensure that this vile corruption that trapped your kind in here, that they will be ended, and that whatever survivors that we find in Zagnoth, we will try to save and rebuild this great city. And maybe there will be people using your church in the future someday.
That conversation did sort of start with "we abhor violence" and then ended with "we will kill for you."
Well, hey, these are
he was the pacifist.
these are
We're
interdimensional
not pacifists.
monstrosities.
Yeah, you guys have like dried blood and like still wounded slightly. Like he kind of gets the fact that you guys are serious contenders for violence.
Well, we just fought the monster that consumed all of your people's corpses.
Yeah, no, he kind of figured that much. You had to get by it to get in here.
Well, that's also where we got the mask.
But yes, you're well, that is much appreciated. I thought I would pass on having done nothing with my death, I guess. But at least, well, my flock is put to rest, and I guess so shall I. Death! And he, like, ascends while, like, going, Death!
What?
That portal is really freaky. I don't like it. Bye.
Okay.
Ah,
I
I
put
guess if I had to pick a second religion, it might be that one.
I put the mask back in my pack. Sorry about that, guys. This will definitely be come in handy in the future.
What are you talking about? That whole thing was awesome. You have nothing to apologize for.
I'm sorry you didn't get to catch any of that, Skitter. It was rather interesting talking with spirits.
It's okay. I've been looting the druid.
Oh.
Oh.
And what did he have on him?
He has a lot of shit, actually. This guy was pretty geared out.
I mean, he was an
interesting.
assassination
Let's move on.
force.
Okay.
Whoa.
Let's move on.
Bye.
I don't believe in taking things from dead bodies.
Oh, you believe in taking living bodies?
You suddenly became an actual paladin?
Well, the next time we camp Skitter, we can go over the loot, and you'll definitely get the lion's share of it.
I mean, I've already gotten lion's share of the last couple loots, too.
Oh yeah, like all the money
Grave
on the
of Man
train.
38, suddenly paladin.
You'll be the richest goblin ever.
Actually true. Already. I think.
And so Elaryn finishes communing with the dead, learning crucial details and important points, and possibly even gaining potential new allies in the Reclaimers. But will it actually work? Will the Reclaimers actually not attack them on sight? Or will they be able to secure some much-needed assistance in Zagnoth? I'll find out next time on Dungeons & Dragons: Grave of Man.